After several decades in talk radio, I'm accustomed to no minds being changed. Still, there will be a big audience on Tuesday night, and as we've learned in past debates, anything can happen.
Mr. Reagan, after the election, is going to have to propose a tax increase.
You know, I wasn't going to say this at all, but I can't help it. There you go again. I don't have a plan to tax or increase taxes. I'm not going to increase taxes. I can understand why you are, Mr. Mondale, because as a senator, you voted 16 times to increase taxes.
Mr. President, you said, there you go again. Right? Remember the last time you said that?
Mm-hmm.
You said it when President Carter said that you were going to cut Medicare. And you said, oh, no, there you go again, Mr. President. And what did you do right after the election? You went out and tried to cut $20 billion out of Medicare. And so when you say there you go again, people remember this.
Obviously, President Reagan did recover. In my voting lifetime, only 2 presidents have been voted out of the White House, Jimmy Carter and Bush Sr. Claire, how big a deal, how big an advantage is Trump's incumbency this time?
Well, I think in this case, it's probably a disadvantage because of he has the ownership of what's happened in the last 4 years, and he has to defend that. So in this case, I think he's really at a disadvantage with his incumbency. On the flip side, incumbency does has its value because he's used the White House as a backdrop. He can fly that plane in. He's got Air Force One actually right behind him while he's doing his rally.
Sure.
So he has a bit of an advantage in that way. But when it comes to the debate, I feel like it's a disadvantage because he is going to have to answer for every single thing that has happened in the last 4 years. And he's especially going to have to answer for his disastrous handling and denial of the COVID-19 pandemic.
In the debate in 1988, understatement may have doomed Michael Dukakis.
If Kitty Dukakis were raped and murdered, would you favor an irrevocable death penalty for the killer?
No, I don't, Bernard, and I think you know that I've opposed the death penalty during all of my life. I don't see any evidence that it's a deterrent, and I think there are better and more effective ways to deal with violent crime. We've done so in my own state.
Should Mr. Trump on Tuesday night try to look more presidential, or do you say let Trump be Trump?
Trump should be Trump. You know, I think his strategy of being exactly who he is has gotten him to where he is today, and trying to change that strategy at the 11th hour, I don't think is really going to have a fruitful outcome for him. So he may as well just keep doing what he's doing. And the one thing I would say that he should not do is do not go low. Do not talk about, Joe Biden's inability to sometimes remember facts. Do not make anything that is perceived as ageism. Focus on the facts. Let's not focus on any sort of character attacks. I think as Americans in general, we are all suffering from this pandemic in different ways. And so the last thing we need is more emotional stress from this debate. And so I think Trump has a responsibility to try and keep things above the board. If that's possible, that's what he should do.